Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there. You gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross, and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious pop, if that people knew that glorious pop, if that people knew that glorious pop, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter. Make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best interest.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we must stand together and be counted, because people look to us for guidance, leadership, and protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job. Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose. Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage. We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Yo.
Yeah. What's going on? It's your boy Major Gage. I'm in the building with my partner Bobby Drake and my man Anthony Malcolm, and we are Manifestations 2020, coming to you live and direct this Sunday, 7/27/2025. What's good, fam?
What's up? What up? Once again, it's home.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Everything is blessed. I had a wonderful day. I had a wonderful week, man. I'm feeling great. Unfortunately, all of us didn't make it here today. And I want to give a shout out to somebody very special that we all grew up with. RIP to Malcolm Jamal Warner. Very, very powerful brother. Very important figure in the community. That brother was doing great work. You know, unfortunately, it's so much going on in the fray. I didn't have a chance to really catch up with everything he had going on until after he passed. Powerful brother. And may that brother rest in power. Unfortunately, he transitioned this week and he drowned. Very, very sad news, but we here today and we going to bring y'all the good word because that's what we do. Real quick comments before we get into it, fellas. Talk to me.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner. I grew up on him, a heavy icon, even at a young age. Starting the game in at 14. Was very impactful on the Cosby Show. You grew with him as the seasons grew, and you saw how he matured from being this goofy little 14-year-old innocent kid to a mature man that graduated college under his dad's roof through the masculinity and the feminine balance between Cliff and Claire Huxtable shaped him into a real man. But what makes it so great about what he got going on is the fact that he transitioned that part of his life to real life. So he was phenomenal in real life and iconic in real life. And you know, if you talk about masculinity, he exuded that to the highest level. So definitely shout out to him for doing that and becoming very iconic. That's why people don't understand how you move is how you build your legacy. He has way more people admiring him and you know, solidifying and saluting him for standing up to be an ideal poster child of what a real man stands for. Unlike a lot of these Sambos out here that have way more money than him that would never get that recognition or legacy going. I also wanted to say shout out to Derek Perry. That's the good brother out there in Michigan. He was in a Walmart and this guy was stabbing multiple people, over 10, 11 people. He pulled out his firearm, wrestled the dude down and held him down till the cops came. He should get national recognition as a hero. So shout out to that black man for not only risking his life while he was there with his family, but saving others in the present time as well. And shout out to him for that. All right. That's what I have.
Absolutely. Bobby, what you got real quick? Talk to me, man.
Man, yeah, it was that was a gut punch, that Malcolm situation. Because, you know, the brother been doing his due diligence. We've been seeing a lot of brothers going down over the last several years. Due to health issues. And, you know, you look at them, they're largely out of shape, but they had other conditions they're dealing with. Largely, at least on the surface, it will appear to be from not really taking proper care of yourself, not staying in shape, diets are probably out of whack. But that wasn't this brother's case. You know, he's out there on vacation with the family, his beautiful wife, his beautiful daughter, and man drowned. They didn't say it, but I'm because I know the brother could swim. I'm assuming there's probably a rip current or something that pulled him out, and he wasn't able to get out from it or what have you.
That's what they're saying.
And yeah, and the brother died in the prime of his life. Really, man, wasn't even 60 years old yet. So it's very tragic, very sad situation. But damn, he did so much good before he left. And I want to give him his flowers from day one. And I didn't realize it, but I actually, because, you know, of course, you know, all the news come out, you start doing some little digging in people's lives, whatever. And I found out that his name, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Malcolm Jamal, he was actually named after Brother Malcolm X. So that speaks to a bit of the mindset of his household that he came into. And it makes perfect sense if you look at the life that he lived because, and again, we talk all the time about Hollywood and how it tries to get its hooks into these actors and actresses early. He was a child entertainer, and somehow he was able to dodge and avoid all the other nonsense that was besetting his other contemporaries at the time. But we see even from childhood as a child actor through the transition, always on purpose, always on his purpose, always on purpose, always on focus, constantly holding up and representing for proper Black malehood, black masculinity, black manhood. You didn't see many Chicken George, shucka jiving type roles.
Not
never
once.
Bending over, buck dancing, none of that. Everything he did was positive, as far as I'm aware, and was a credit to black manhood and black masculinity and what it's supposed to look like.
Yes.
And I want to give credit to his village, because we understand that that's not an accident. That takes a very, very intelligent, very aware, very thoughtful, very vigilant village and play to make sure that he didn't get sucked by all the other traps that besieged all the others that came before him and that were around it during his time. And we see he kept the ball coming. He was always mindful to try to put out content, put out roles, put out images that uplifted Black society as a whole and Black men. And even the ads we had towards his family, even today, we don't know what his wife looks like, what his daughter looked like, because he consciously made an effort to keep them out of the limelight. We knew he was married. We knew he had a family. He was private, but he wasn't secretive. And I want to really emphasize that a lot of people feel that, you have to keep your private life completely off the books. No one knows anything about you. You don't have to do that. We can know that you have a significant other, that you have a spouse, that you have such and such, but it's not on display. So there's a difference between being private and being secret. And he wasn't a secret brother. He was a private brother. So this brother, if you're going to emulate anybody going to Hollywood, going into a public life, this is the brother that you want to emulate. He did it well. And it's a damn shame that we didn't have more years with him, but we're thankful. We're grateful for the time that he gave us. We're thankful for what he was able to give to us. And let us hope as we go forward in our own personal lives that we try to do our best to emulate a bit of that Malcolm Jamal Warner spirit, man. So
agreed.
Condolences to his family and his friends and his loved ones.
I did want to add this one piece in real quick. Family, whenever you guys go overseas or anywhere outside of your realms, pay attention to your surroundings and also ask the natives to know what's going down, because there were signs that said that was one of the most dangerous places to swim. They had signs around and he did not see those signs. But if he would have went with the natives and just talked to them, he probably would have realized before he went in. It was just a tragic situation. So just be that mindful to know and ask questions, because it could save your life in the long run.
Yeah, all facts. And also very telling, there was no lifeguard on duty, according to reports. So that's also a red flag and something that we should look out for, especially when we're abroad. Other countries don't really run the way that we run. And sometimes there are gaps that when they're not filled properly, this type of thing can happen. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it, man. That was a terrible loss. That was a very valuable brother. But we're going to do him justice, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about what we need to talk about today. And we're going to represent the brothers well. So I want to talk about the flyer real quick today. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to be very intentional with the flyers that I do. And, I thought that this flyer, I thought it was very important for a reason, because we're talking about how quality men, operative word, quality men view women. All right. And we have 6 young ladies on this flyer. And I did it very intentionally. At the top, we have the bride, the new bride, Miss Taylor Rooks. Shout out to our good sister, Taylor Rooks. She just got married.
Yes,
seems like she got married to a very quality brother as well. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a blessing. And right next to her, we have Joy Taylor. And I juxtaposed them next to each other for a specific reason, because not too long ago, they had a podcast together. And I noticed, and on the podcast, some things were said. Joy Taylor seems like she's trying to make a career out of going as many places as she can and bashing men. She somehow seems to forget that her entire audience is composed of men. You understand what I'm saying? So she's losing points like by the hour. People are despising Joy Taylor. They even getting tired of looking at them titties. It's like, my God, you see her titties 5 minutes before you see her. You understand? And guys are just tired of it. And, I saw some stuff on their podcast. I tried to watch it because I believe in giving everybody a chance. And I'm like, oh my God, this is some toxic old bullshit. And Taylor Rooks was always the one of those two that was most relaxed. You know, she was pretty laid back, but Joy Taylor just always had a problem with everybody. And we're going to see some videos that show that. And I just found it very interesting that Taylor Rooks just got married, and Joy Taylor is out here complaining on every podcast she can go on about how she can't find no man. You understand what I'm saying? So I thought that was very interesting.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay, because somebody is not going to have a headache this weekend, is what that tells me. So at the bottom, I have two young ladies that I thought were very positive. And that's Erica Tazel and our good sister. I always forget this girl's name. My God, why do I do
Kyla.
that? Kyla Pratt.
Kyla
Erica
Pratt.
Tazel. Yeah, actress Erica Tazel and actress Kyla Pratt. Very positive sisters, pretty quiet, reserved. You know, a lot of people don't even know who Erica Tazel is. You understand what I'm saying? And I brought them up there because I wanted to kind of point out that some of the more attractive and peaceful women, respectful women, often go overlooked. You understand what I'm saying? But you see Sexy Red there. Everybody knows who Sexy Red is because she's loud and raunchy. And Gabrielle Union, the same thing, really. She's just a little less loud, but every bit is raunchy. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I see three sisters. I see this composite of these six women. I see three solid sisters, and I see three not so solid sisters. And I just wondered, you know, how did y'all feel about that going into this before we get into the nitty gritty?
Yeah, I just found out about Taylor and her marriage. I was just looking that up this morning when I saw it because that was the first time I heard about it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize that was her in the flyer. So that was super dope. Joy Taylor, you already know how it is. It's one of those Dr. Brian, who's the other one with the big eyes? What's her name? Diana Ross.
Tracy Ellis Ross.
Tracy Ellis Ross. You have the girl from the strip. Gosh, what's her name?
Which one?
The stripper movie that went. The red woman.
Lisa Ray.
Lisa Ray.
Oh,
yeah, Lisa Ray. You got
that.
all of these women that are getting older and just complain about men like that. You know, we see the common denominator in all of them. Kyla Pratt is a very beautiful girl. Been flying under the radar for a long, long time, man. And yo, she's super dope. She was somebody that I admired in my childhood growing up as well. She was up there like she was the black girl of Topanga, right? You know, when you look at like natural beauty as far as that element, you know, a lot of people was crushing on Topanga, but I was crushing on Kyla Pratt, like how people were crushing on Topanga. So growing up, you saw that natural beauty and her elements of how she come across and everything like that was really, really what you wanted in a woman. I was just surprised that she flew under the radar for so long. The other women, you know, I don't really know the third woman, but Gabrielle Union, she talks about pagan dudes. You know, same thing with Lisa Ray talking about eating dudes' butts. I think she did that to 50 Cent. You know, just outrageous stuff. And then Sexy Red, she's just a walking STD. She talks about all the STDs she had and act like it's just a normal thing. So yeah, definitely a definition of two tails, and I'll land my plane on that.
Facts. Yeah, man. I'm gonna get into a little bit of video on these people to further expand on that. Bobby, real quick, what's up?
No, absolutely. It was definitely a case of the battle lines being drawn. You have the right path, and then you have the horrible, horrible detour into the Hills Have Eyes territory, man.
Yeah.
What is the scenic route? You drive by, you got the windows down, just, you know, the music playing. It's like, oh my God, this is just great Sunday drive. You know, everything's perfect. Other one, you look up, you're like, I made some horrible life choices to end up here. You're making sure the doors are locked, the windows are rolled up tight.
Horror movie.
Hell, you afraid to even turn the air conditioning on. Something might blow inside the car or whatever.
Facts.
You're making that Dwayne Wade face from the T-Mobile commercial. Get me out of here. It's a nightmare. But yeah, just looking at some of them, you can actually feel your blood pressure run in a not so positive direction. Like, oh God, you could feel the stress already downloading as you look at them.
Yeah.
But absolutely, that's really where we are today. And the reality is, not just for the women folk, but for the brothers as well. More than ever, we are reaching a point where consciously and subconsciously, like I said, the battle lines are being drawn. There is a certain kind of woman that is good for you, good for society, good for our overall well-being. And there's a type of woman who is the antithesis of that. She brings stress, she brings dysfunction, she brings chaos, anarchy. She brings there's a whole negative atmosphere that's cultivated around her.
Yeah.
And everyone that's around her gets sucked into that as well, too. And women are going to have to decide which kind of woman do you want to be.
Yeah, basically.
And men are going to have to decide which kind of woman do you want to be. Are you going to seek out? Are you going to be drawn to the trash and get caught up? Or are you going to be drawn to the proper women and going to have your life elevated as a result?
Yeah.
And funny enough, and I'm going to leave it here, I actually saw a story I meant to share with you guys earlier, and I forgot to, my bad. There's actually a story, I think it took place in L.A. or in California, I believe, sometime this week.
Yeah.
There's this sister who, from all reports, was doing very well for herself. She's an entrepreneur, owner of a very successful Caribbean restaurant over there. Solid sister. About now, I don't know if that's who she actually was, but from the reports, solid sister. This sister doing well for herself, stable, not just economically stable, but trailblazing, making a wonderful name for herself. She's no longer with us.
Wow.
And the question is, well, why? What happened to her? Was it a car accident? Did someone take her life? Was she a victim of a robbery or something? What happened to her? That other side of the battle line I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was some issue where apparently she got called in to go help out. One of her friends called her and some others to go help her. They were going to jump the ex-girlfriend of her partner.
Wow.
For some reason or other.
Wow.
And somewhere along the line, it went horribly wrong because this sister ended up getting, they thought it was gunshots at first. She got stabbed several times, dead. Everything going in her favor. But because she did not make a quick decision, she went on the wrong side of that battle line.
Yep.
She got the wages that come with being on that side. No friends to say, hey, look, we about to crash out, but you got everything going for you. You can't do that. You can't move the way we move. Nothing like that. She was probably the first phone call they made. Hey, come on here, girl. Let's go handle business out here.
Yeah.
That's what that gets you. But
well said.
Land my plane.
Well said. No, listen, and we're gonna get into that right now. I want y'all to listen to my good sister Crimson Cure. We're gonna get her on the show. This is powerful. And then we're gonna drill down on the Joy Taylor versus Taylor Rooks conversation, because that is a very important conversation.
I don't need to be stepping out in public looking XYZ kind of way. I still need to carry myself in a dignified way. I still need to carry myself in a cleanly, upkept, feminine, nicely dressed, nicely appointed way, even if I'm dressed casually. Even if it's the summertime and I'm wearing a sundress and sandals or whatever, at least have that looking nice.
Yeah, that's very powerful. We're going to get her on the show for sure. But I wanted to get into that before I preface this, because she's kind of saying what a lot of guys are complaining about, right? You know, that we don't see women carrying themselves in a royal manner no more. You know, we hardly see that. And so that's where, you know, that conversation comes in of, you know, these two women that were just together on a podcast, and one of them left the podcast, distanced herself from the other one. Taylor Rooks left that podcast and distanced herself from Joy Taylor significantly. And now she's married, and you got Joy Taylor. What's going on, Sister Mila Renee? And you got Joy Taylor out here, you know, going from podcast to podcast on her Misandrous tour. So we're going to go ahead and talk about our good sister Taylor Rooks real quick, and then we're going to bust it down with Joy Taylor.
night that you've ever had? Like the guys want to know, like, what do we got to do to court Taylor Rooks?
I mean, I have many a favorite date night.
Okay.
I'm very in love and very loved.
Yes.
And so, I don't know, I feel like any time it is just like thoughtful and sweet. I love when we do little cute private dinners, like we have somebody come and cook, or like once we did like a drive-in theater, we like rented a car and it was like a cute moment. I really enjoy just like being with my partner. There's like not a specific extravagant thing that I want. I want good conversation and I want to feel taken care of.
Bruh, God, the energy just jumped off the screen.
It's
Even
different.
Are you kidding me?
It's different.
It's different, dog.
It's God damn it, it's sparkly and shit.
You feel me?
I'm sorry. It's like how do you not just want to be there?
Come on, man. Don't the energy just jump off the screen?
When they talk about that aura, when they talk about charisma, that magnetic personality, when they talk about people who, people just want to be around them. They have the kind of energy and atmosphere. That's it. You can't touch it. You can't taste it, smell it, nothing. It's intangible.
Yeah.
But when it's there, it's undeniable.
Yes. Okay. Now hold on.
It's gravity.
But hold on now, because I'm gonna give you the other end of the spectrum. That was joy. That was joyous, right? That was joy to the world. Now I'm gonna give you the goddamn the Black Flag song. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I'm gonna give you the Black Flag.
Less interested in religious men, if I'm being honest with you. You hit me with the man of God thing. I'm just saying, if that's the first thing that you bring to the table, it's a red flag for me. I'm not saying that if you believe in God that you are a red flag. I also don't give a fuck. So just tell somebody else about it.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want, fine, funny, fucking money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards, all that shit you talked on Instagram about how you would never, and this woman ain't because women this and men this, you're moving forward with this person.
I think someone that is intentional. I don't like goofy shit. I'm a Capricorn. I got a lot of shit going on. I got a schedule. I have, businesses. I've got a show I have to do every day. I cannot stand changing up energies. It's not good for me. Like, you have to be consistent. You got to be intentional. I always say I'm a chalanty ass bitch. I am not nonchalant. I'm very much chalant. I'm a chalanty.
I say that all the time. I say I'm chalant.
Chalant me the fuck out.
Yeah.
This laid back shit. Don't be thirsty.
Yeah.
But don't be laid back. And don't tell me I'm being difficult, because plenty of men have figured it out. I talk for a living. I'm a communicator.
Absolutely.
I can't really do the 2-word answers on stuff. I'm not trying. If I have to carry the conversation, I mean, shit.
Are you?
I'm the interesting one here.
Yeah.
This woman makes my ass itch, bro. Like, yo, it's just some shit. She's like fingernails on a chalkboard every time she speaks, dude. Like, god damn, I don't know if you can be more of a turnoff to that. I mean, her demeanor is so unpleasant. She barely smiles. Mila Renee just said it. She just spoke a whole lot of goofy shit. She just talks stupid for no apparent reason. She is always seething with this hatred and vitriol. It just sounds like a goddamn 6-headed beast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what is wrong with this woman, but she sounds like she's got something stuck up her ass. I don't know. Joy giving me a headache. I can't believe people pay it to listen to her. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Keita know what's up. My head explodes.
They pay to look at her. That's what that is.
It's them titties. Let's just keep it up. You know what I'm saying? If Joy Taylor got a breast reduction today, would anybody really watch her? Does anybody care what she has to say about sports? And then when she starts talking about other things, you find out who she really is. I actually used to watch her. I thought she had some pretty good takes on sports. Then I started finding out about all this misandrous, man-hating shit she got going on. And that's when I was like, oh, hell no, I can't fuck with this bitch at all. I'll park the Chevy, but just talk to me about I know y'all felt the energy switch. Who's wife in that? Fuck out of here, man.
I think, you know what's so funny? You would think that Taylor's name would be Joy and Joy would be Taylor, because Taylor has more joy than Joy herself.
Joy has no joy.
Exactly. So the thing about it is, the irony behind it is,
yeah,
you notice how, and we talked about, and I know I've talked about this plenty of times. When certain women come in the room and they present themselves, the whole room tighten the fuck up. The whole room listens. Pay attention. Doing things before that woman even see what's going on. To make sure the whole presence is straight. Also a feel of protection. Like, yo, you can walk in this space, everybody got you. Don't worry about it. We're pulling out the seats, the chairs, the doors, whatever. You demand that without even saying it. That's what Taylor gets when she comes in the room. When you have a woman like Joy that comes in the room, you open up the door, she doesn't even acknowledge that. She comes in the room and she finds everything wrong with everything. So guys tend to just walk off and walk away from it. If she ever gets into a complication with somebody else, guys just turning around and minding their business. Because they know if they save you, you'll have a problem with something that they did that saved your life. You'll still have a gripe and complain because your mindset is so dark that all you see is negative in your life. Mind you, isn't this the same woman that was dug out by Emmanuel Ocho? The same woman that had multiple affairs on the thing with a lawsuit with Skip Bayless? Isn't that?
No, hold on, real quick. I hate to interrupt you in the middle, but I left that out.
Allegedly.
Let me bring it up. Allegedly. Let's not forget, this is other stuff that we're adding in because we're talking about character, right? The woman who's got all that slick shit to say and got all this attitude is also the woman who was named in a sexual assault and discrimination lawsuit for allegedly setting up her former hairstylist to get fired from FS1, right? And for also sleeping around the office to get jobs, allegedly. They say she banged Charlie, whatever his name is, Charlie Wilson, I think his name. No, not Charlie Wilson.
No, I think it's Nelson.
Forgive me, Charlie Wilson.
I think it's Nelson. Nelson, I think.
Charlie somebody. He was the CEO.
He's the head director over everything.
Right. She was accused allegedly by her hairstylist, another woman. The women in the comments are dragging her, and she was also accused by another woman of being a slut and banging her way into a job at the station and then banging her way into a job on a show after she banged her way into a job at the station. So allegedly, she was also hopping around from dick to dick. I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. You can go ahead and continue, sir.
Yeah. So this is a woman that, and like a lot of women like her, they're very beautiful. Let's not take that away from her. But beauty does not get you to where you want to get to. So they're trying to use their, she's trying to use her pretty privilege to get the lifestyle that she wants. But guess what? If you're not operating in your right form, your right manner, and you don't know how to get things properly in the divine order of getting it, you're just going out there getting used. And that's what happens when a lot of women get used and abused. Now, all of a sudden, they hate men because they're not getting what they feel like the men, what they're deserving of from the men that they're giving it to. So you walking around and all you're doing is your body count is just it's escalating till now. Guess what? You're the talking to chatter in the workplace romance. So now everybody knows you as, hey, you want some quick meat? Hey, let me go down there and holler at Joy right quick. You never know. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that people got to understand, where a lot of disdain come from a lot of women, is they don't know how to put themselves, assert themselves in the right direction to get what they want. And when they don't get it, then they turn around and be very bitter, like you see Joy. And I'll land my plane on that.
Facts. And also, let me just add in there, you allegedly you get some of that ass if you're offering a job. That let's not leave that out. Go ahead, Bobby. Cook on that. That's what they say. That's the streets, not me. That's the streets. Go ahead, Bobby Drake. What's cracking?
All I got to say about her is, you're a foul one, Mrs. Grinch, you're a nasty, wasty skunk. Your heart is full of unwashed socks. Your soul is full of gunk, Mrs. Grinch. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote, stink, stank, stunk. Dr. Seuss must have looked into the future and must have seen Joy Taylor because the inspiration, my God.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna belabor the point with her. All I'm saying is I think it's very funny that she did get canned 6 months later, and supposedly when she was advised, hey, you know, you shouldn't be sleeping around with your bosses, that's not right.
Yeah.
Apparently allegedly, again, because it's all allegations, nobody was here, no one saw anything, no recordings.
Yeah.
But allegedly she said, I'm not worried about that because if any of them try to even do anything, all I have to do is just call Me Too and say that they violated me. Well, 6 months later, that cat's out the bag. So looks like your parachute got a nice little rip in it. Won't be using that when you hop out the plane, I guess. So hey, couldn't happen to a worser piece of sludge. What I find very interesting, and you kind of touched on it a little bit, Ant, but there is a difference between true, and I think this is very important to get. I know this is geared towards the ladies.
Yeah.
I understand, and I want to be said that I understand that a lot of sisters are having difficulty in this day and age with being in touch with being feminine.
Right.
And I understand that, and I'm very sympathetic and compassionate to that. I am. Because there's a lot that has gone into stripping that away from women, our women in particular. There's a lot that's had to come to that. A lot of women, to circumstances that may not at all, or may not even in full, be their own fault, they've had to really tap into masculinity, or that's all they've had displayed for them. So they don't know what being a feminine woman is, what it looks like, how it feels, how it operates. And we spoke about this a little bit earlier. There's been a lot of predators that have tried to go ahead and use women for their own numbers, for their own ranks, for their own come up, the same way feminism did when they reached out to black women saying, hey, come join us.
Yeah.
You don't need to be linked up with your black men, whatever. There's a lot of other movements that might not be feminist, but they try to go ahead and bolster their ranks by selling women what they're looking for. Right now, a lot of women are looking to get in touch with their femininity. And so there's a lot of movements, a lot of practices and whatnot that are saying, well, we can teach you how to tap into your femininity, and you can tap into your divine feminine, we can show you how to be a proper woman. When it doesn't come from a right place, hear me, when it doesn't come from a right place, you will never get the proper outcome that you're looking for. Something interesting, we hear a lot of women talk about how they want luxury. They want a soft life. They want top level this, excellent experiences. I don't know if anyone else picked up on that, but even though they weren't talking about the same thing, I want you to hear how Taylor Rooks was talking about how when they asked her, well, what kind of, what do you look for in a man, or how do you want to be treated?
Yeah.
She's talking about the kind of dates that she likes to go on, or everything, or what it takes to, take her out, whatever. And she's talking about simple things. Now, of course, being at her salary level, that's going to put her at a different level of expectation than the average person. Obviously, some of these things I'll be able to court. But even the nature of what she's talking about, just going out to the movies or a drive-in, we rented a car, whatever. But even when she's talking about these upscale things, the way she's speaking about it, you can tell that her focus and fixation isn't on the renting of a car.
Right.
It's not on the rent of going to this place, but you can hear she's talking about it. It's a component of it, but that's not where the emphasis and the excitement is. You can hear that what she said is true. Her focus is the quality time spent with her man.
Yes.
Yeah, great dialogue.
Yes, rent a car. Yes, go out to maybe to south of France, something like that. She didn't say south of France, but yes, something extravagant. But it's less about that, but it's about the time spent with this person.
She said that. She made sure to make that distinction.
You listen, and you can also hear it, not just what she's saying, because people talk all day. Like Jesus said, talk is cheap. They sell it on eBay.
Yes.
But you can hear it in her voice. You can hear where her emphasis is at.
Yeah.
When you hear Joy Taylor talking about what she looks for in a man, first off, it's very convoluted. The water is very muddy.
It's all over the place.
And that's usually telltale of people that are scammers and hustlers. They're trying to finesse. They're trying to get the biggest, the best, but they don't want to talk themselves out of more than that. So they'll say, I like this, but I also like this. It sounds confusing because she doesn't want to set a bar for herself.
Right.
She doesn't want to set the bar here and happen to mess out on the bar that's up here. So she's going to go ahead and play those word games where it's convoluted. But the only thing that you can hear is she has high expectations. What are they? She's not going to tell you because she doesn't want to cap herself.
Yeah.
And then it's the whole resting bitch face voice that she has the whole time. She sounds nihilistic as hell, as if life doesn't even do it for her anymore. She sounds dead inside. She really does. You can tell that all the joy in her life is stashed in her name. That's all the joy. We have to name our daughter this, because if we didn't name her this, what's going to be no joy anywhere else in her life? My God.
She's so miserable. And that's actually
hear it. And you can hear again the emphasis on what you're going to do for her. The emphasis on you're not going to bore me. I'm not with this and all the kind of stuff. Just again, two completely different methods. One focuses on themselves and what they can gain. The other focuses on the outward experience with others and the quality of that.
There you go.
Of properly feminine woman. I'm not a woman. I can't tell you how to be feminine. But from my observation, what I look for and what I've seen in the best women that I know, a properly feminine woman doesn't look inwards. She looks outwards.
Yeah.
She focuses on others, her experience and relationship with those, and the things that go to make those the best possible. That is a true hallmark of a feminine woman. You can't get there by being selfish. You can't get there by saying, I just want for me, me, me. You can't get there through that road. So I'm just going to park the box Chevy right there.
No, very well said, brother. And, this is where we are, man, where, we're in this bizarro land where, unfortunately, the women who are being platformed and exalted are the ones who are like Joy Taylor. Because my bet is that Taylor Rooks, they probably asked her to do some shit, aside from the fact that she has to be next to this toxic ass woman and she's finding out how toxic she is on the show. They probably asked her to say or do some shit on that podcast, and she was like, no, I'm not doing that. That's 9 times out of 10 what it is, because my wife works for, we have a salon, but my wife used to work for a beauty salon, and she they came there with their cameras and they wanted to make a reality show from the salon. You understand what I'm saying? And they started asking them, well, who is it here that you don't like? Who you got beef with? Is there anybody here you just want to cuss out? Is it what? They manufacture all of this toxicity. A lot of it is not organic. I want everybody in the audience to feel me on this. When you see women just bashing men or men just bashing women on some of these podcasts, a lot of that shit is from the studio. The people behind the scenes tell them to do that shit so they can fuel this consistent gender war that we got going on out there.
There's money. We talked about this before with the whole purposely separating the households because you can get more money out of a split household than a single. We talked about that. But overall, and they learned that quick. It didn't take long. Once they started getting that first ball rolling, they realized that forget just keeping the household split.
Yeah,
we don't just want co-parenting or non-nuclear households. We want these people at each other's throats.
Yeah.
Again, there is if people really understood how much money, forget me, made. If people understood how much money was being invested in keeping us at each other's throats, OMG. We're not talking about the revenue. The money people are taking out of their bank accounts, their trusts, their pockets, and pouring into being able to keep us at our throats.
Yeah.
Our heads would do backflips and 360s.
It is wild, bro. Let me tell you, it's wild on another level. We're going to go ahead and switch gears a little bit. We're going to get into our celebrity trending news because that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple celebrities that, what's really interesting, when you're talking about, and I want everybody to feel me on this. When you're talking about solid, positive, enthused sisters that carry themselves in a royal capacity, that carry themselves like queens, that are brilliant, you know, and really, really the role models that we want our daughters to look up to. I went, like, for instance, with Kyla Pratt and Erica Tazel. I scoured the internet. I couldn't find hardly any information on them. Taylor Rooks either. Very, very limited information that should tell your goofy ass something. You women that's out there tooting up your ass every time you see a camera and trying to be seen all the damn time. Men, quality men, I consider all of us on this show to be quality men. Value women that aren't always trying to be seen, that aren't always making a spectacle of themselves, that aren't always embarrassing themselves and putting themselves out there and doing all the ridiculous shit that you see a lot of modern women do. I'm gonna go ahead and drop these two, and then I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna show a quick, brief video, and I want to contrast the different energies once again. Brittany Renner, and how do you get that? There's a how do you get that banner? That can you get move that banner in?
Which one?
Brittany Renner.
Did you ask how do you spray it with Raid? Is that what you asked?
Brittany Renner is back outside. Brittany Renner is back outside, and we can't see the caption there at the bottom, but
you're talking about the banner on the caption on the banner.
Is that a recent picture?
That's a recent picture, bro.
No, it can't.
Yes.
Look,
Brittany
major. We have a platform that's built on trust. Our audience, the people that rock with us, they are counting on us to keep it 100.
That's July 22nd.
We can't be July 22nd of what, 2017, brother? No, we can't do this. We have a duty to not betray the trust that people put on us. If we can't keep it honest and funky, why should anyone listen to us? That can't possibly be Brittany Renner. Where's the hijab, my brother?
That's Brittany Renner with the. You can see
Where's
the Arabic letters on her leg.
No.
You can see. Can't you see the Arabic letters on her leg?
So you telling us? So you telling us that her modest wear and her hijab is see-through? What you telling us?
I guess all the Islamic went to the writing on her leg. That's where all the Islam went. You dig? So this is who, Brittany Renner is back outside, which was predictable. I had somebody on my page trying to debate me because I was talking about somebody else. Not Brittany Renner, but what's the latest one who did this? I Found God, Young Miami, talking about how she feels so great when she's in the church, and I'm like, man, you can see it coming a mile away. You dig? And this is just something I find very interesting. For whatever reason, a lot of these chicks, after they all washed up, they go find God mysteriously, you know what I'm saying? And then they right back out in the streets. It's just a temporary rebrand to get people talking about them, and then they go right back to their bullshit. So that's one. And then we got this one here. I couldn't leave this out because, bruh, I haven't seen a thirst trap go this wrong since Angela Yee tried to post a damn thirst trap pic. And actually, Angela Yee didn't even post a thirst trap pic. They just posted a pic of Angela Yee, and they just started dragging this woman to the ends of the earth. They was wrong for doing that to Angela Yee. And I don't even like Angela Yee, but they was wrong for doing that to Angela Yee. But Chloe Bailey, I'm sorry, but Halle Bailey, yo, first of all, if you're going to thirst trap, somebody got to be thirsty. You know what I'm saying? That's the first. This is the most horribly gone wrong thirst trap I've ever seen. She posted these pics looking like a glazed donut with eyes, and everybody, they just went to town on her ass. You understand you see the comments on the side? She's a cool forge. DDG just be hitting anything, and they posted the little creature from the movie. They say she looked like, and this is the thing. It's very unfortunate. I actually feel kind of sad for her too. But women, this is another thing that I tell guys when I talk to young guys and I'm mentoring young guys. I tell them, look out for these women that always want to be seen, that always want to bring attention to themselves or whatever. They don't love you, they love themselves. You understand? And they're extremely dangerous. In the Church of Satan, that's what they teach. They teach self-worship. You understand what I'm saying? And people think they teach you to worship Satan. No, they teach you self-worship. And vanity, that's why vanity is such a dangerous sin. And you look at the internet today, and women have run amok with vanity. They're just all over the place doing anything to be seen to get any attention from anybody. And that's what's so pathetic about this picture of Halle Bailey and all the other thirst trap photos she's always posting, trying to be sexy. You know, she got these big old titties out, you know, and you know, she got the cleavage going and the sweat, you know, the glazed donut look, and she got the bedroom eyes and all this, and she thought it was sexy. And she found out the hard way that it's not. You know what I'm saying? And that's the danger, man. You look ridiculous. And it's sad because Halle Bailey has talent. And she's out here just looking crazy like any other thought. And she used to carry herself so much differently. It's painful to watch. It's like in real time, we're watching her decline. That's how I feel when I look at it. What y'all take from it? Those two, what y'all saying on that?
With Brittany Renner, you can't put lipstick on a pig and think that shit is just gonna be like that. It's just not. You know, trying to change up somebody who that's who they are. You know, yeah. You can throw somebody into all the rehab you want. If they're not gonna stop smoking crack or drugs, then they're not gonna do it. You're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy. At the end of the day, she can sit back and say she's Muslim this, Muslim that, but you're not practicing what you preach, because in the Islamic culture, what you have on is forbidden. Matter of fact, in that culture, if I'm not mistaken, women catch you doing that, they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you down the street, catching you wearing some shit like that. Because why? Because you're enticing their men in an evil spirited way. That's how they think. And they're like, yo, if you're coming around us,
you on Jezebel time.
Yeah, if you're coming
around play that.
Yeah, if you're gonna be on some Jezebel joint, you're gonna get your ass whooped, because this is not righteous. This is not the walks of Allah that you said that you're supposed to be under the realms of. Mm-hmm. So when you look at her and you look at all these other women like Brittany that tries to change up their identity, they conform right back to who they are, because it's not about the cosmetics of what you're doing. It's about the mentality of it. Just like you can look black, but does your mindset align with how you look? Because we got people, that's why a lot of people say you look black, but you act white. Negro, and they're not saying that by the way you talk. They're saying it by your mindset. You're acting like the dominant society, and that's where we call them Sambos and all these other people. Yeah. When it comes to you know, Halle Bailey, you know, she presented herself as an innocent person. We all thought she was this innocent person, but then when she started to get in front of the mic, and I'm a firm believer, let people talk enough for you to know who they are. Yep. And she's been talking, and you're starting to see that her inner self doesn't match with her outer self. Her inner self is very vicious, very demonic, but her outer self is something that's portrayed differently. And another thing that I would say before I land my plane is that even the industry is starting to see this, and she doesn't even realize what's effect is going on with her personal life that's affecting her industry. I haven't heard any big roles going on with her. It seems like they're parting ways through all the interviews and her drama, that they don't want to part, they don't want to align themselves up with her, especially as a figure in the Disney aspect. They don't want none of that. And she's losing money by keep going on doing this dumb stuff. And she doesn't have quality friends and family to say, hey, you need to stop that. Let's get back on track. Let's go get this money. And I'll land my plane.
Yeah, man. She going Hollywood, bro. She's damaging her brand with this bullshit. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's It's crazy. And like you said before, she was held at such high esteem. She was so exalted. Now we got this. Like, bro, you don't want to be every other thought. It's crazy. Go ahead, Bobby Drake. What you got, man? Really? In that picture with Brittany Renner, I wanted to point out it was a woman who posted that and pointed out that she's not wearing her hijab no more. It's a woman who did that. Just want to point that out. Go ahead, Bobby Drake.
Again, look, 3 things cannot be long hid: the sun, the moon, and the truth.
Facts.
At the end of the day, you have to be who and what you are. You just have to. You can fake the funk for a minute, but look, there's a reason why universally track records matter. And people like to pretend that it doesn't, but we've never operated in a society like that. There's a reason why we have resumes for our work history.
Yeah.
And why HR takes a look, they want to see how long is your work history? How long have you been working for? How do you stay on a job for a considerable amount of time, or do you jump around a lot? Are there large gaps in your work history? What's the story behind this gap? What was going on here? There's a reason they want to know that. There's a reason why people like to request and look and see your rap sheet. You have a criminal record. How extensive is it? What did you get busted for? Was it a couple misdemeanors? Was it a little DUI? Was it felonies? What? There's a reason why, and it's hardly contested. And while I'm not advocating or one way for the other, but the whole body count list or what have you, but regardless of what your body count states, whether it's in the thousands or whether it's the single digits, even if it's not astronomical, if your work, so to speak, is out there, if you walk in a room and there's several different people that can all raise their hand and honestly say, yeah, we've been with that.
Problem.
If your history is less than flattering, there's a problem that is speaking to something there. And you can fake and pretend that's not what it is all you want to, but at the end of the day, the life you live is gonna come out.
Come on now.
And that's one of the reasons why I tell brothers when this whole concept, this whole body count thing is going on, I don't make a big deal of that, because first and foremost, show me the woman who has a body count of higher than, let's say, 10, who's gonna honestly put her hand up and say, yeah, I have X amount of body. No one's gonna say that. For starters, that's a very private thing, number one. Number two, the bigger that number is, they automatically know the worse they're gonna look in people's eyes. So they're not gonna say anything. So you're never gonna hear that natural number anyways. But you can typically tell when a person has those kind of numbers because the way they behave showcases it.
There you go.
If they routinely engage in risky behavior, they're very frivolous with themselves in that manner, it's going to show way more often than not. Once you get to a certain level of proficiency with anything, you understand that you have what you would call your fellow travelers, all right? If you work in the tech space, you don't necessarily need to go around with a name badge saying, hi, I work in tech. No, there's going to be certain things that jump out at you that's going to register to you. I remember reading a blog entry the other day where this guy, he's an ethical hacker, and he was actually on his way to a hacking conference, and he was at the little cafe in the airport eating his food, and he was looking at some things. He had like his little hacking tools out, not hacking the network, but look at his hacking tools out. Some dude walked behind him and asked him, said, hey, excuse me, you're hackers? Like, no, hi, how do you know that? He's like, no, because you have X and Y as the application. I was like, oh, are you in that too? Automatically struck up a conversation, they became friends. He didn't have to go around saying, hi, I do this. No, I see the tools of the trade. I recognize one of my colleagues. I know when I see him. If you know certain side, exactly. And when you know the game, you can peep the game. When you ask women questions like, what's your body count? Or even, what do you bring to the table? What your action, the reason why those questions don't look good on you as a man is because it specifies that you don't really know too much. You're not experienced. If you're a solid dude, you should be able to ask certain questions or observe certain things that's going to give you those answers without having to ask it.
Okay.
So
I smell you.
So all I'm saying is, brothers, the Brittany Renners of the world, don't worry about the frank and the funk. Give it some time. Sit back, get your popcorn. You're going to see everything you need to see. as far as Halle Bailey goes, all I can say is DDG, you went with the wrong Bailey brother. Happens to the best of us. Maybe the lights were low and you thought you were talking to Chloe with Halle. It happens to sisters. Like, it happens, bro. But you really swung for the fences on that one. But
no Baileys.
Oh my God.
He should have opted for some Bailey's Irish Cream. That might have been the safest choice of all. I don't know.
Baileys.
But yeah, man, brothers. But in closing, I like that last comment that was on that picture there. What that person said, that had a lot of likes on it too. DDG just be hitting anything. Brothers,
come on now.
Your track record speaks too. We talk about body count with the women, but your track, I know y'all like to think it doesn't, but all y'all coochie has no face dudes, or you know, take a few shots, they all look the same. Those kind of bro. Okay, now play with it if you want to. When people can tie you to XYZ over here, it's not a good look. And it shows that your vetting system, your radar, your personal standards are pretty low too. It says something about you.
Facts. All right, let's get it. We gonna get it.
That's real talk, because in real life, a lot of women, if they say who's your ex and you show them, it can be the difference of them wanting to deal with you or them walking away from you.
Oh, women will walk. Dudes will walk away if they see, oh, that's the kind of dudes you like. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
Solid women. I didn't say the bust downs, but the solid women will do the same thing too. When they see that's your baby mama or that's what you like. Okay, so yeah. I know you ain't for real. I know you try to use me for something else.
Facts. Well, let's get into it. I'm gonna keep the energy going. I want to do some more juxtapositions. I want y'all to really feel me on this, right? As a man, when you out here in the dating realm, you can have one or two different types of women. You can have this.
Somebody that's calm and just, don't got nothing going on. It's like, let's do something exciting. Where the excitement is, like, let's get into a fight,
Yo, so your life being on the line every day,
No.
that's a thrill?
No.
Risking your life is a thrill?
No, I ain't gonna lie. It used to be, but it ain't gotta be every day. It could be here and there, but not every day. And that's what street dudes bring. They bring that excitement, like high speeds. We're in the front of police.
Yo.
Shootout. Shooting with the nigga, like shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving fast, smoking. It's just like that life is fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. I need a hood nigga. Like, that's what I mean.
So you have that wonderful example of femininity there. And you have this. I want y'all to really feel me on this. Listen to this, sister.
Right. No, for real. Do you really know how dope you are? You, man, in the midst of you going through all the stuff that you've been going through, you still find time to give to people, to help people, to encourage people, to be there, to be a light. Sometimes sacrificing your own time, food, energy. God want me, if you're looking at this video, God want me to tell you it's up from here. I ain't never forgot about you, ever. I've seen all your good deeds. I'm writing them out. Baby, you ain't got to worry about people overlooking you, because I don't overlook you. I haven't forgot anything. I'm remembering all the wonderful things that you've done. And in this year, you are about to be rewarded, promoted, elevated in the very face of the ones who, first of all, been seeing you. They've been knowing what you had, baby, but they ain't want to give you none of the accolades, but it's all good because I'm the all-knowing, I'm the all-seeing. And when I elevate you,
that's from our good sister Nicole Glass and her page, Affirmations for Black Men. That sister is so solid. That page is so solid. And brothers, that right there, what I just illustrated to you, that is the choice you have. You have the choice between this bird brain up here talking about how getting in shootouts with her nigga is exciting, and she need a hood nigga. And you shoot with your nigga, you smoke with your nigga, yeah. You got that bird brain hood monkey. And then on the other side of the spectrum, you have this sweet, kind sister that's really spitting and speaking life into you. So which one are you gonna choose? Because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm listening, the streets been talking, the streets said it, not me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all Y'all choosing the sexy reds of the world. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where you fucking up. You know, at the end of the day, it shouldn't even be a conversation. Y'all having babies with chicks that you shouldn't be seen in Walmart with. Bruh, what are you talking about? You understand? I just wanted to show, you know, the different types of women that are out here, because women like to make this blanket statement when they hear us criticize female behavior. Oh, you hate women. Oh, you just got a problem with women. Some bird said that to me on my page the other day. No, we don't have a problem with women or with certain type of women necessarily, but when we're speaking out against a specific behavior that we see, you understand what I'm saying? That I can point to and I can say, hey, this is problematic. You understand? And I can put some logic behind it. I can put reasoning behind it. I'm not just blowing smoke out my ass. I'm saying some real shit. You understand? And let's get off of this bullshit where you think that women are some type of whimsical, magical characters that cannot be criticized. Fuck that shit. No, we're not doing that. You understand? Anybody can be criticized. You understand? And instead of worrying about, oh, the fact that you talking bad about a woman or you criticizing a woman, listen. Operative word listen, because a lot of y'all don't listen. Listen to the criticism and see if it's valid. And if you need to make some changes, make the fucking changes. You understand? But this is the shit that I'm talking about. There are many different types of women. All women are not the same. And guys, when y'all treat all women like they're the same, I had to get on some nigga, some goofy nigga said that this week. Oh, all women are the same. All of them going to do you wrong. Nigga, shut the fuck up. I lit his ass up. You understand? Because that's coon talk. No, all women are not the same. And you are in dereliction of duty when you don't realize the uniqueness of different types of women and you don't correctly understand and acknowledge who can benefit you and who's just full of shit that you shouldn't be bothered with. And I'll park the Chevy.
All I can say is I love my woman.
Yo, yeah.
Well, man, look, the fact that when you start seeing how a lot of these women operate, man, you appreciate what you got, man. Trust me. Trust and believe, man.
Yes.
And people don't understand when we talk about women, we're talking about women in the form of protection. When we telling you you acting out of your natural order, that's protection. Because Sexy Red just told y'all, she just told the whole world that she loves the thrill of hanging with low energy niggas. And guess what? That's the same thing Bobby was talking about earlier. How nobody told this one girl like that had everything going for herself. She went out there with her friends in the low energy crowd she ran with, and she was the one that got popped and killed. And she had everything to live for. So, you know, you don't never get that second chance of life to rewrite your wrongs. It only takes one time and it destroys your whole world and destroys the world of your family, because as big as Sexy Red is, she is financially supporting a lot of people in her family. They depend on her income. You got to shift your mindset into a totally different way. And the sad reality of everything comes crashing down, everything doesn't work out in her favor, that's when she's going to start looking for a nice guy. You're already about two or three children in, still messing with the low energy dudes. If she collects another 3 kids from these dudes and nobody wants her career is downhill. Now all of a sudden, I don't know what's up with all these men. You know, get these men. They're not out here looking for a real woman like me. No, you already burnt your bridge. You already went in a direction where now you digging yourself out of that ditch, and the ditch is too deep, because that's what the ditch you dug for yourself.
Gotta face dirt.
Yeah, you gotta face reality, and that's when it kicks in, and that's the most painful thing when you've been delusional for so long and reality kicks in. But hey, it is what it is, and that's what you have to face, and I'll land my plane on that.
All facts, Bobby Drake.
Yeah, man, I appreciated that follow-up because I needed to detox my eyeballs. I felt them stinging and everything.
It's crazy.
You know, and again, once you become aware of these things, it's almost impossible to not see it everywhere you go. Again, completely different women, and yet I can see and feel the parallels between Unsexy Red and Joyless Taylor. Even the style, and of course they look nothing alike, but even the way they speak. Again, there's a lot of commonalities. There's this almost sort of dead, dull, lifeless way they speak, where they're talking, and even when they laugh, it feels kind of empty. It feels almost like you can feel the bottom to the laugh, like you can see the floor.
Yeah.
Right. Like they can only get so high, and maybe they genuinely are amused or think whatever they're saying is funny or whatever. But it's like a bird with damaged wings. It's going to get off the ground a little bit, but it's never going to actually take flight. You can feel that. You can hear that. You can see that. And it's a very dark energy. But this other sister I've never seen before, again, and even if you just take the music out of the picture, the look in their face, the way they're speaking, whether it's an off the cuff remark that sister's giving, like Taylor Rooks gave to that interviewer, that wasn't a pre-scripted interview. To this sister who's making some content, she's giving some powerful, empowering message. More likely she had something that she typed out. She was thoughtful and mindful. She put it out there. But even with the rehearsed, scripted voice versus the off the cuff, freestyling response, the tone is still the same.
Yeah.
That energy, that spark is still there. Again, you cannot mass produce this shit. There is a very real difference. And the outcomes that you get from either one are both very real, but they have huge consequences. I'm very big on talking about proxy violence, and my core strong belief that proxy violence is one of the largest sources of death and destruction to men. I believe that there's a significant number of men that are locked up behind bars right now or dead because of proxy violence. And proxy violence, for those who don't know, that's basically violence that is initiated or instigated through another party, in this case typically women. Right. I saw a video today of a woman, brother Light Burley, shout out Light Burley, all the 52 Blocks practitioners. He showcased a video where this, I don't know how old he was, but he's old enough to go ahead and start and get some stuff popping. He walked up in this, I think it was an O'Reilly's auto parts store. Apparently the guys that worked there cussed his mom out and called her the B word. I'm guessing now, I don't know what she told him, but she said something to him. He's going in there in the store with his phone, cussed him out. Hey, you call mom a B word? No, you called that earlier. Come outside, man, whoop your ass. But all this rah-rah talk, smack the man in the mouth and everything, crashing out right there.
Wow.
And you got it's up recorded, instigated this. No one may have seen or heard what he said, but we all saw what you said.
Yeah.
So you got the employees there, that's witnesses. You got any customers in the store, that's witnesses. You got the surveillance camera, that's a witness. Easy day for the DA. You done. Assault. All for what? And guess what? Your mama's still gonna be the B word to buddy. And you get locked up and you behind bars. Guess what? He not only can call her that, he can ride by her house every single day you locked up, call her the B word. He can knock on the door. Excuse me, is the B word home?
Yeah.
Okay, gotta go. Bam, damn.
Brothers gotta start thinking, man. That's
the kind of woman, and again, now I don't know what she told him, but and I think someone else pointed this out as well. Based on the way he responded, I kind of have a kind of idea what kind of woman she is by the fruit she produced.
Yeah.
A young man ready to crash out behind nonsense. She clearly didn't try to stop him or anything of that sort, but I'm seeing the fruit. What kind of woman do you have? I'm convinced that Sister Celeste and a Taylor Rooks would not produce a son that goes out there and does this and moves in this kind of fashion. Or the very minimum, at least they're gonna do it in such a emotional wreck of a. He might have snuck him in the parking lot or someone no one can see, but he's damn sure not gonna do anything like that. What kind of woman will you choose to have in your life? And women, what kind of woman will you choose to be? The dividing line is only going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. It used to be thin before. Now it's a chasm.
Facts.
And you can't straddle the fence. It's going to snap you in two. You're going to have to choose.
Mm-hmm. Y'all ladies got to start drawing lines in the sand out here. You know what I'm saying? It's real, you know, because there is a war on decent women. I'm gonna prove that, and the next show I'm gonna talk about that a little more. But like, you know, you can see it if you just pay attention. You know, you can see it. We got one more of those that I want to do. I want to do a contrast. I really want to do a contrast. I want y'all to feel me on this. Check this out.
Said 50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response. And 50-50 is I'm not going to be vulnerable enough to trust you with 100% of anything, not my heart, not my cash. And when I started to really address that, and I was like, do you want to pay whole mortgage? I thought I was about to die. I had such anxiety. Like I was crying, I was shaking. And he was like, you insisted on that. He's like, I thought it made you feel better. I'm like, it did. And right now I want to take it back. Now it sounds crazy to be like, you, Mr. NBA superstar who made a bazillion more amount of money than I do, can pay the mortgage, because I hate the feeling of releasing that to someone. And you release that to someone, chaos can happen. And it's brought us closer because he knows it's not about whether he can afford it. It's being vulnerable enough to be open enough to know that I'm okay.
So yeah, there's that basket case. She is crazy as cat shit. I could do a whole show on Gabrielle Union and her toxicity alone. That was just a whole bunch of bird babble. She ain't said shit. That whole time she did all that talking, she ain't said shit. You have that type of woman who, you know, she doesn't feel like she wants to give you that power over her, you know, to be able to pay, you know, the whole amount of the mortgage until she feels, you know, where she's about to cry because it's breaking her. That when she feels it's okay, now you can do it. And that brought us closer. That brings them closer, because now that I've allowed him to do this, you know, and allowed myself to be vulnerable, man, shut the fuck up. This woman is the levels of toxicity. You got to wear a hazmat suit to be around this fucking woman. She is ridiculously toxic, bro. I cannot stand Gabrielle Union. But again, brothers, I want to point out to everybody watching, you have a choice, because you have sisters out there like this.
So I don't think that Black women understand just how much they destroy the Black family unit when they get online and talk about how niggas ain't shit, and when they get online and talk about how because niggas ain't shit, that's the reason why they're deciding to date outside of their race. Here's the thing. If a Black woman decides to date outside of her race, that's fine. That's okay. But what I need Black women to stop doing is getting online and bashing Black men and telling them that they ain't shit. Because the world tells Black men every single day they ain't shit. And then the Black woman who is supposed to be unified with the Black man is then telling them they ain't shit. And so what winds up happening is that we become a product of what society wants us to be by bashing Black men and giving the message that they ain't shit.
So I wanted to talk about that sister in particular because Gabrielle Union, in this instance and in many other instances, really low-key be bashing. And Amun talked about something I was going to say. She convinced the boy to be a girl and empowered her husband to be great with it. You know, that's another thing. Gabrielle Union is also the one that came out and famously said, I can't find the clip. I'm going to find that clip. But she came out and famously said that she was going to teach Dwayne Wade's son how to be a girl. I was through with her ass then. You understand? And this is the type of woman that you have there. That's the way that she disses Dwayne Wade and puts it out there. Oh, you know, he only pays 50% of the bills and he got all this money and, you know, now I'm allowing him to pay all the bills, whatever. She's always embarrassing this man, you know, talking about how she tosses his salad and all this other shit. Nobody needs to hear that. Very low energy, very low quality bird. You understand? And then on top of everything else, you know, like I said, the whole situation with the son, very, very toxic. This is after you was an industry pass around for how many years? You understand? And it's like, bruh, your head explodes. And then you have this other sister, got Gabrielle Union attacking Black masculinity. And this other sister, she is a walking train wreck, Amun. This other sister is protecting Black men with what she's saying. You understand what I'm saying? These are two very different type of women, two very different positions. You understand? But the contrast is glaring. And you can tell which one is more than likely a quality sister. I don't know any of these women that we're talking about today. But use this and make logical inferences based on behavior. And it's mind-numbingly glaring which one of these women is probably a more quality one. Just based on what they're saying and how they talk about men, how they view men generally. You know, and a lot of guys overlook that type of shit. And when we do so, it is to our detriment. We are making very poor choices on the type of women that we are selecting, brothers. That's why we're having this show today. This is an intervention because, you know, you have these two different types of women everywhere, you know, and you so worried about a big butt and a smile. Didn't they tell you in the song, never trust a big butt and a smile? You understand? It's not all about that. And our good brother Aaron Atayero came on here last week and he talked about that. You know, how you got to choose women like you're a blind man. You know, yeah, they look good. Yeah, they got nice bodies and all this old shit. That shit get real old real quick. What's going on in here? What's going on in here? That's what you need to concern yourself with because all that other shit gonna fade away. You know, but those two juxtaposed to one another, I found that fascinating because, man, it shows what quality looks like. And I'll park the shit. What y'all got?
I think the common theme here for tonight's show is that if you look at all the women that are really pure-hearted, joyous, feminine, and really in tune with men, how their skin be glowing and they look real radiant. And the women that talks real bad shit, like they just corrupted, look real decrepit, facial expressions, always angry. They got lines in their head from being angry all the time. Let's not forget Gabrielle Union. One of her major role was Deliver Us from Eva. And in that movie, she was very evil. She was very, very evil. She was very masculine. And you know, a lot of times, a lot of people, the roles that they portray end up being who they are in real life. If they're not that, they have to do what the brother did from Snowfall and have to cleanse themselves out of it. There was no cleansing herself from any role she did that really portrayed her in that role like that. So you got to understand that that's part of her naturalness. I think she's very demonic. And very masculine. This is a woman that came on and enjoyed Pagan, talk about Pagan D. Wade. And as a man, he never checked her on that because that's what he liked. And he felt free. She released some demonic energy out of the little son, or converted the son with the demonic energy, and also released some of that demonic energy out of Dwayne Wade. And he felt comfortable in that space to do that. Allowing these women to do those type of things is very, very troublesome. And as men, you know, as who's standing in their rightful place, you got to put your foot down to a lot of shit that a lot of these women do. And if you're not doing it, then you have an issue with it, or you're comfortable with it. Not really have an issue, but you're more comfortable with it because that is your natural element. And don't mask behind a woman doing it. Just say, hey, you know, this is what I am, and let it be known. She is never somebody that I want to listen to. Her spirit just comes through anything from the microphone to the TV that I do not want around me. and I don't want any woman that act like that around me as well. So I'll definitely park my Chevy on that.
Facts. Bobby Drake, what it do, man?
Great minds think for themselves, but they also tend to think alike. It was funny that you said what you said just now, Ant, regarding the looks on their faces and the lines and everything, because I was watching and paying close attention to Gabby. I was listening to the way she was speaking. I was listening to the words that she chose. I was looking at her body language. And it just jumped out. I'm talking about, it was doing jumping jacks with the little 80s era rave glow sticks and everything. It was just like loud as hell. I couldn't help notice the whole time she was talking. I think that's probably what made it jump out so much in my mind, because it wasn't like it did it once or did it now and again, but nonstop, constantly. Her goddamn jaw was so tight. Run that back. I'm gonna stop talking in a second, because I really want you to catch this. Go ahead and run that clip back just for 5-6 seconds. Watch right here, right where the cheekbone is and the jaw. That shit tight, like she was clenching it.
Like
even
that?
when the jaw was wide open. Clenching. Like there's a permanent something on her nerves. And I also flash back, because again, for better or for worse, 90s, we came upon all those good classic black films.
Yeah.
Some of them that Gabrielle was a part of. And even now I'm flashing back. She would do that as a constant thing. This thing where there's like a nervous tick. Like, you ever seen someone like when they have like a knot in their back or that sign of stress? Permanent clenching of her jaw. Go ahead and run that back for 3 seconds and see if you see.
Said
see now that I brought it up.
50-50 or bust, right? And I meant that financially, spiritually, emotionally. And there's just a lot of days that I have 10% and I need him to be 90. There's days I don't have shit and I need him to be 100. It's a trauma response.
Yeah, it's like a scowl. She got this scowl that she always wears.
Now,
yes.
Now you got now she does have, like, I wouldn't say high, but she does have elevated cheekbones. She has that. She has dimples. That's there too. But it's not that. If you see even because the way the facial features and people who are probably better versed in anatomy and physiology can probably get into that better than I can. But even if she just has dimples and high cheekbones, it's the way how even when her jaw is dropped, it's tight up there.
Yeah, I see it.
Because she doesn't have a scrawny face. She doesn't have like an emaciated face where she has like a skeletal kind of thing. She has some size, some weight to her face. Not fat, but it's there. But even when she's talking, it's like she can't release.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Telling. That's it. And there's other women out there that's like that, but a lot of women that have unresolved trauma. And they talk about this in therapy. When you have unresolved stress and trauma that you have not been able to release or let go of, and she's even talking about the inability to release control or relinquish that to her significant other. When you have that, it manifests itself in your life in a number of different ways, but it also does it physically. There are a lot of women today, more than ever, in fact, that are on all kinds of Valium. They're on all kinds of psychotropic drugs for stress and for mood disorders. And a lot of it is due to unresolved trauma and stress.
Yeah.
Ladies, we're not saying this to jump up a gang upon you, but a lot of you all have unresolved issues that is causing you to take these stances and causing you to be on certain sides of this split that we're talking about that you don't necessarily want to be on. Now, I'm not blaming how you got there, because it might not be your fault. Maybe something was done to you. Maybe it's a history. Maybe you've really gone through it over the years. Maybe life has been unkind to you. I get that. I'm sympathetic to that. What happened to you might not be your fault. However, it is your responsibility.
Right.
If someone comes, if I'm minding my business, walking down the street, someone drives by and puts 2 or 3 bullets in me. No, it's not my fault I got shot. I was minding my damn business. It's not my fault. But it's my responsibility to make sure, hey, let me get to the hospital. Let me dial 911. Let me go ahead and do like Cameron did back then, hop in the car and drive myself to ER or whatever. It is your responsibility to get yourself made well. Because it might look like men are just the victims that you have. Oh, I'm going to take my anger and frustration out on the men. Okay, that might make you feel better in the meantime, but there is a drawback to that as well too. Your own physical and mental health is being affected. You're trying to throw the hot coal at somebody else, but you're burning your own hand in the process.
Yeah.
Do yourself a favor. Go ahead, take care of your mental health so you can become the best version of yourself. And you might find out that the relationships that you have with the opposite sex and even the same sex are that much better because you're dealing with them from a clean, solid slate instead of all this junk and gunk that's caked up inside of you.
Yes, sir. Very well said. Yes, sisters, please listen to this brother's message because it's getting crazy out here. So, Bobby Drake, very eloquent as always. You cooked on that. You know what I'm saying? Now we're going to get into our illustrious crown check. You know what I'm saying? One of our favorites. You understand? This week we're going to honor our dear sister, Regina Hall. Since we're in the spirit of talking about actresses and what they do and what they offer, whatever the case may be, this is a very powerful sister. She rose to prominence for her role as Brenda Meeks in the comedy horror Scary Movie. She's been in Scary Movie 1, 2, 3, and 4. She's also a movie producer. She became the first African American to win the New York Film Critics Circle Award for Best Actress in 2018. She was in New York Undercover, the soap opera Loving, The Best Man, Love and Basketball. I mean, this chick is all over the place. You understand? Paid in Full, Disappearing Acts, Ally McBeal. This sister is very decorated. And, you know, one of the things that, you know, I really, really love about Regina Hall, aside from this, you know, her career speaks for itself. She's all over the place, right? One of the things that is so great about Regina Hall, aside from her resume, again, we're going to go back to what our sister from the Crimson Cure said about the way the sister carries her soul. I cannot say enough about this. As a Black man, I am refreshed when I see Black women out here that always carry themselves in a regal capacity. They always carry themselves with class, intelligence, with style. I love to see that because it looks good on us, and I realize the impact that it has on the upcoming generation. You know, sisters like that are worth their weight in gold. Sisters like her, sisters like Kyla Pratt, sisters like her, sisters like Kyla Pratt, sisters like Lupita Nyong'o. You know, these sisters always carry themselves well. You know, but unfortunately, we've seen this rise in ratchetness, this ratchet renaissance, where you got the Sexy Reds and the Lottos and the Nicki Minaj's and the Cardi B's and the whole cast of Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop. And it's like, bruh, you see this ratchet, low-class, degenerate bullshit behavior everywhere. You know, and it's not something that we want to put out here, you know, because it reflects poorly on us as a people. But, you know, the future, these young girls are looking up to them. You know, and people like to always talk about kids, but I like to also point out it's not just the kids, because this is affecting how the way women act now. This is also affecting the way that women act now. Grown women, right now. You see this Basketball Wives shit. You listen to Nicki Minaj all day. You got a different woman. You know, and this is why 30 years ago the women, the choosing in the dating pool was so much better than it is now, because they have normalized all this bullshit. And you know, this is what I'm saying with this show. Quality men, ladies, are not going to choose you if you're out here behaving like a damn buffoon. You know, a lot of your ladies who are out here complaining about how quality men are overlooking you, it's simply because of the way that you're acting and the type of men that you're drawing to you by the way that you're acting. Now you talk about, you know, you see people like Meg Thee Stallion, you know, and she appears to be dating Klay Thompson now, whatever the case may be. First of all, we're not even convinced that's a real relationship. And secondly, you know what I'm saying? Somebody was arguing with me about that the other day. Y'all hate to see a Black woman happy. That don't even make no sense. What are you talking about? No, we hate to see a decent, classy brother with some damn hood rat. That's all that is. You understand? The same way you hate to see a decent, classy woman with some fuckboy. it's the same difference. You understand? And London was trying to give me shit the other day, talking about how Meg Thee Stallion, she's not a bad influence on children because she doesn't make music for children. Man, get the fuck out of here.
That's y'all.
She's not. No, not our girl. She cool. You know what I'm saying? She's cool. You know, I don't co-sign.
I'm trying with her. I'm working with her.
Come on, man. She's showing that she can learn, but she be saying some bullshit sometimes too. And I just gotta call bullshit when I see it. So no, that's not the case. We don't want that image out there of our women. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I'll park the Chevy with that. Ladies, you're better than this. You are the mothers of civilization, Black women. You understand? And I want to see more Regina Halls out there and a lot less Meg Thee Stallion. I'm just saying.
I hope my people didn't think that I text you to put Regina Hall up, because she already knows Regina Hall is my that's my go-to woman right there. Like that's my celebrity crush of all time, man.
It wasn't him, sis. It wasn't him.
Yeah, I love Regina Hall, man. That woman exudes beauty. I love the role she plays, man. She's just a real fun-loving person, but I really like when she be in the interviews, man. Really down to earth. Kind of reminds me of the other Regina. You know, something about Regina's. Regina Hall is another dope sister as well, man. You know what I'm saying?
Regina King.
Yeah.
All of them.
I mean, yeah, Regina King. I'm sorry. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, Regina King, super dope sister as well, man. You know, they have that aura, man, where you just know when they walk in the room, you just tighten up. You just want to listen to what they got to say, you know, and they always spitting gems. And it's so dope, man. I love to be around women that are like that. You know, it's one of the reasons I gravitate towards my woman. She's like that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you start to see more and more what's going on in this world, you guys, fellas, you got somebody good, man. Grab them, hold on to them. Don't do nothing to fuck that up either. You know, we are human. Sometimes we do make bad choices and mistakes, but make sure that when you grab that woman, man, you do right by her all the time. I love to see, you know, our brothers and sisters finally linking up correctly like they did back in the 1920s. That's why they were able to build so much stuff back in the Black Wall Street, because the mindset was aligned with each other. We weren't out here picking, rumbling through rubbish, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's what Major was trying to get with when he said he looked at the Klay Thompson and seeing him with Megan, you know, it just doesn't align right with that. That's a recipe for disaster. And I think, like he said, I believe, and I strongly believe that it's a pawn chess move, because women will have hidden agendas. Watch out for women with hidden agendas. And I know she has a hidden agenda, because all the stories is coming out, is slowly coming out about what happened that night with Tory Lanez. And y'all starting to see more and more that Tory Lanez ain't the monster that y'all think he is in that situation. And what she's doing now is a chess move of castling up with this brother Klay Thompson, because when stuff start rolling out and this man eventually gets free based on what the evidence is, now she's in a marriage where she's protected. Now you cannot say nothing with her, because now you're glorifying her new marriage, and you're gonna say, oh, that's in the past, she forgives, you know, let's move forward. And y'all got to watch that type of stuff too, man. Very, very devious. Yeah, so definitely, man. Hey, at the end of the day, we just want to make sure that, fellas, y'all are seeing women for who they truly are, and also women making sure that you're aligning yourself, whether it's friends or with men, that you're aligning yourself with the right pieces around you, because it could be the difference of you staying single for the rest of your life or marrying the love of your life like Taylor did. Last thing before I go, #1 football team, football's coming up. Ladies, make sure that you bring your man a beer and peace. All right? So I'll land my plane on that.
All right. Yeah. Bet that up. Go ahead, Bobby Drake.
Love the crown check. Big up to my gorgeous, beautiful sister, Regina. fellow Sagittarius, fellow Decemberite.
Yeah.
Repping the brand exquisitely. Love to see it. Awesome selection. Yeah, man, and look again, gonna be the broken record and just make it plain that there is an ideal type of woman, and there definitely is a ne'er-do-well, degenerate type of woman.
Thanks.
And even though I call one the ideal, it actually doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get to be there.
Yeah.
It does call for intentionality. It does call for having a clean heart, having clean motives, clean purpose, and generally being a good person.
Yeah.
Now, if those characteristics don't speak to you, that's not what you aspire to be, then it's understandable that you're probably going to struggle greatly with trying to be that kind of woman. But more than likely, you don't want to be that kind of woman in the first place.
Yeah.
You like to see her as boring. You probably see her as plain. You probably see her as performative. You probably see her as being a pick-me. And this is that and the third. A whole bunch of other pejoratives for what should be a solid, admirable sister.
Yes.
Because the reality is darkness and light they don't mingle very well. It's like oil and water. You're not going to see them in the same place like that.
Facts.
And the thing of it is, darkness typically is very active in that regard. Now, light will just be sitting there chilling, just minding its own business, just being light. Darkness will actively seek to snuff out that light.
Yeah.
Perfect example is the story that I brought up earlier about that sister that got murdered out there in California. Now, I don't know who she was as a person on the inside, but I know that she had a lot of good, positive things going for her. So she was at least to some degree light. But here comes darkness. Hey, let's go ahead and crash out. Come on. Yeah, I know you're doing that thing, but we were the crash out crew. You one of us, right? Okay, well, come on. And darkness did what it does best. Snuffed her out.
Ridiculous.
It's another bright flame gone. That is typically why. Now, again, I don't know what led to that dissolution, that partnership, but I'm not surprised, and I like to hear that Taylor Rooks made the decision. She wasn't fired or released. She made the decision to leave the show. I'm personally very capable of believing that just not being able to take that atmosphere that Joy brought around there was enough for her to go ahead and say, you know what? No, we're not gonna. This doesn't.
I'm
Joe
sure that was part of it. Yeah.
Because again, that's what protecting your peace looks like.
Yes.
I hear when I hear women talk about, in order for them to be in their feminine, well, when you provide the atmosphere, I'm going to be feminine, or need to do X, Y, Z before I'm feminine. That's not the way it works, love. Well, I need to put on masculine to protect myself because I can't be feminine. No. How does a feminine woman protect her energy, her space, her peace? What Taylor Rooks did.
There you go.
Yep, getting women that will fuck your man behind your back out of your space.
We got the ratchet over here, huh?
If he's offering a job.
Over here, but you know what? I can't be around that. A feminine woman isn't going to go ahead and try to go toe for toe and say, well, I'm tough, I'm going to defend myself. No, she's just going to remove herself from the situation.
Facts.
Boom. Hey, you used to work over at Fox Sports? No, I don't. I'm over here. Why? What happened? I used to love that show. You had great chemistry with Joy Taylor. Yeah, I just decided, it wasn't for me. I just decided to do something new, new direction I wanted to go into. Yeah. No backbiting, no bad mouthing, no, girl, I couldn't stand that hoe. She always XYZ man. None of that. Just decided to do something new. Classy, feminine. How you present yourself.
Yes.
That's how it moves. Men, we're more on the confrontational side. We're probably gonna, butt heads a little bit or say our piece and stake our claim because we're gonna defend the turf. That's not how women move.
Shouldn't be.
If men are hard, women are soft. So the soft approach is going to be the default. There's hard power, but there is soft power. And when you're a feminine woman, you appreciate and understand how to operate in that, and you realize, not only do I not have to move in that hard energy, but as a woman, I get way more accomplished and done moving in this softness than I do with it. You ain't got to say nothing. Who's going to bat for you? You don't need to worry about the hard stuff. Solid men are going to be right back there. What's the problem? Hey, bro, you You can't do that around here, man. Go ahead, get gone. Bam. You got a problem? What's up? You don't have to come to your own rescue. Others will come to your rescue for you because they see she's delicate. She's soft.
Yes.
If you're not already delicate and soft, no one can see you that way. So they see you being big old Mac D's Alicia. Okay, well, she got it. She got bigger trap muscles than I do. She good. She got this.
Mm-hmm.
Why is no one taking me out of my masculine? Because you're doing it so well. We didn't want to interrupt you. You're doing such an amazing job all by yourself.
That's the next show. That's the next show.
So, but like you said, that's for another day. But again, there's a way how you're going to be as a woman. And fellas, there's a kind of woman that you have to choose. But you cannot have it both. That's also biblical. Scripture says, no man can serve two masters.
Yeah.
Because he will either love one and hate the other. You're going to have to choose. Who will you be as a woman? Who will you choose as a man? It makes all the difference, and it's the biggest influence on what your outcome is going to be like in life.
Yeah.
Once again, another awesome show. Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do this. I'm going to encourage everybody. If you haven't spread the word yet, what are you waiting for? You don't like these gems?
Come on now.
Go ahead, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody.
Yeah.
Click like, share, and subscribe. Big ups to our IG crew, Facebook Nation. See here he goes. See, bad influence for man.
Somebody said something about football season. Somebody said something about football season.
You
West Side.
Greatest quarterback ever. Y'all ain't got no great quarterback. Greatest quarterback ever.
Ignore these jokes. Ignore these jokers because all about Food Nation,
black.
Bengal Nation.
I'm out here like
whatever, man. Make sure you hit that bell icon and subscribe to all notifications and lock in with us. The official home of the Cincinnati Bengals. Who they?
305, baby. 305, Florida boy. Florida boy. I'm a Florida boy.
Hey, shut all that down.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
You gotta eat what you kill. You gotta go out there, you gotta hunt for your meals.
We all have that ability to connect with people, to be that motivational person in somebody's life.
You gotta let people know there's certain lines you don't cross and that there's gonna be consequences if you do.
Man up.
If you are an adult and you are in a relationship, that person's emotions are not your responsibility.
Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
The devil, during slavery, destroyed the masculinity or manhood of the so-called Negro. No man. No man. Right now you got to be trained all over again to be a man.
When someone is obligated to do something, it is binding upon them to do it. And failure to do it causes reaction.
Man up.
Position make you rich. I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life forever.
If that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, if that people knew that glorious path, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves.
I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up. Manifestations. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
You want to tell me about yourself? Go get your friends. I'll tell you who you are based on who your friends are.
Don't just live and die. That's an ugly existence. Make your life matter, make your life count. Live a life where people can actually mourn you for the things you left behind, not just because you were around and existed.
We need strong black nuclear family.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. Mother, father, son, daughter, all in the same house with a focus on the family unit as a whole.
We had Tulsa, Atlanta, New Jersey, Detroit. We had Rosewood. We had Black Wall Streets all over.
The Republicans aren't for us, but the Democrats aren't for us either. And we should have no alliance to any political party. We only have alliance to what is in our own best
A
interest.
place where we inform, build, and inspire.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation. Man up.
A place where we inform.
Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.
At the end of the day, as men in the community, we
Man
must
up.
stand together and be counted because people look to us for guidance, leadership,
Man
and
up.
protection. And if we are not about that business, we are not on our job.
Man up.
Here we have grown-ass man conversations in the spirit of that purpose.
Man up.
Anthony Malcolm, Bobby Drake, Major Gage.
Man up.
We are. This is Manifestations 2020.
Manifestation. Man up. Manifestation.
A place where we inform, build, and
Man up.
inspire.